Let's chat. Listen, everybody's been asking me about reincarnation, life cycle themes, right? Their purpose. And here's how those things are illuminated or brought to the surface based on all of our channel messages and the way they've shown it to me, what I got, okay? The first thing to understand in this game of life is that you have infinite characters to choose from, okay? And this is why I say this. Because when, say, the mom and dad come together, right? One, they're carrying all their own lineages, traumas, lessons, experiences, right? They come together, are intimate, and this creates energy, okay? That's why we call it life force energy, if any of you know anything about Cernos, right? But it creates a life force energy. So you, as the soul body floating around out there in outer space, say, ooh, yes, I want that one, right? And you choose that life. So you come in through a fractal portal that is determined by planetary alignments, 2 degrees, Aries, 10th house, Gemini, that type of thing, right? So depending on where your sun sign is in the fractal portal to which you come through when you choose this life theme, right? This represents the part of your soul being illuminated, right? So this is like your core identity, purpose, that sort of thing that will be illuminated. So your lessons and experiences for this life cycle, okay, will surround that. Your sun sign is what I got. Now, if we're in a video game, right, and we're playing like multiple lives and then we get to like Bowser, we gotta like beat him, but I don't want to say we keep failing, but we keep doing it again until we get certain things right, until it's like a perfect win, right? This is where, your DNA, you can think of this as your record of training. Your DNA is a capsule that holds all of your lived experiences across all lifetimes, okay? So you have those lessons, experiences, those wins, those things that you carry with you through each cycle. That record of training just continues to build, okay? Is how we can look at that. And with that, this is why sometimes you feel attracted to certain lands, or like, dang, like I just feel a connection to Peru for some reason, right? Like this is why, because you could have had a record of training, right? You could have lived there, had an experience there in a past life that is still captured within your DNA, all right? But let me tell you this. Everybody asks, like, okay, but why would I choose to come here? Like, things are so hard right now. Everything that's happening, right, in our socio-political climate. And I'm going to say this, baby. This is level 10 hard, right? Like, when you get to the end of the game and you're being Big Bowser, right, it's difficult, right? That's the hardest part of the game, regardless of all the wins and power-ups and all the things you felt you received, all the things you've overcome, right? Level 10, hard. This is the hardest part of the game as it relates to the end. Okay, but it's not the end of what you think, but we'll get into that in another video, right? So this is what we need to understand. So of course, Bowser gets more aggressive, and this is where you got to get more fortified in all the things you have learned in that record of training. The way we defeat this lies literally in our DNA, in our lived experiences that we've already had. We just need to remember, okay? But here's the thing. This is how people are helped to remember. And I'm going to use these not as definitives per se, because there's many different types of plant medicine, but you can look at fruits and veggies as, power-ups to your avatar, right? The 3D body. Then you can look at like cannabis as Tylenol, just needing something kind of like fast fixes, something to soothe you. That's how you can look at that, right? And then you can look at, shrooms, right, as reality checks. So when we take, shrooms, it reminds us like, oh, like this really isn't reality, right? and it's a check-in for us. That's how you can look at that. That's how it's meant to be used. And then you can look at your plant medicines like ayahuasca, right? Mama Aya, as one that gives us a direction when we're feeling lost in the game, right? When we lose our bearings, we can depend on medicines such as ayahuasca, peyote, those sort of things in order to get us back on track and give us direction. So when you look at the game of life, that's how I want you to view that. You chose this. It shows, the type of game you're playing now, the type of level that you're on. And you have many different lessons and experience surrounding that. But within you, you have all the answers. You have your power ups. You have your strength. Your strength lies in remembering and activating what's already within your DNA. And along the way, there are power-ups and things that we can do to help us remember. Why you think they try so hard to put red tape around, you know what I mean? Plant medicine. But literally, if Mother Earth is providing us fruits and veggies, she's providing us things for the soul body as well. Okay, I love you guys. I hope that this helps to explain the game of life and the reincarnate cycle. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. If you're wanting to dive a little deeper, I got you. Visit me on sincitymedium.com.